Welcome to Cindy's Creative Inspirations. I'm Cindy Echtena, owner and designer at StampingScrapping.com. Today's inspiration features embossing and inking techniques. We will be using the Trim Craft Christmas Village cardstock, the Tim Holtz Classic 10s stamp set, and then Card Creator in Matting Basic Set A, the largest die, and Fancy Ribbon Threader, the largest die. We're going to be using Tim Holtz embossing ink and Wow embossing powders. We're going to be using the Happy Bugs Anti-Static Craft Mat, and then inking using rich cocoa, bamboo leaves, and rhubarb stalk, Memento pads, and the Jumbo Sukaniko sponge daubers. For this project, we will start with an A2 card base, and then we will layer the largest Matting Basics A die cut out of our Christmas Village cardstock. And Card Creator creates perfect layers every time. So we have our first layer, and now we're going to work with our Fancy Ribbon Threader die. And I'm going to use the word stamp set from the Classics 10 and the Rich Cocoa. We're going to stamp in this, and you can pretty much place these wherever you want. The neat thing about this is you're going to be able to see this word through our next step. So now that we have that stamped, what we're going to do next is, because we've touched the paper and we don't want any stray embossing ink or fingerprints, we're going to use our Happy Bug Anti-Static Mat and rub over to remove any static from our project. And now we're going to take the Tim Holtz Distress Embossing ink and we're going to ink up our ornament. We're going to place this in the center. And now we're going to take our clear gloss Wow embossing powder and we're going to sprinkle that over our embossing ink. Make sure you have it all covered very well. And then we are going to heat this up. Making sure that it's all shiny and you have all of your embossing ink heated. We're going to let it cool for just a moment because we don't want to smear that emboss. And I think you can see the ornament stamped through there. So our next step is to take our bamboo leaves, Memento ink, and our Jumbo sponge dauber, and we are going to ink the dauber and go around the outside of this ornament. And it will make your ornament pop. And now you can see it exposes our ornament. We can see all the detail, but we can still see our words through that because we've used clear embossing ink. So now you can choose to use the rhubarb stalk. I'm going to do just a little bit more of the lighter on the outside edge. And you can actually even go over with another color on the outside edge of your ornament if you wish. And then now I'm going to use the rhubarb stalk And this will just define the edges when I put it on my background paper. I have a piece of ribbon because this has a ribbon threader here to be able to run your ribbon through. I have a piece of just white ribbon, and what I want to do is I want to custom color it using the red so it matches my project, and I'm just going to run this over this and custom color my ribbon. And then I will take this, and you start from the front, and then you just can run this in and out of the ribbon threader. And then our last is to come back up through the center. And then you've brought both of your pieces of ribbon into the middle. And we're going to cut off the white here. And now we're going to tie this into a bow. And when you get your bow tied, then you can trim the edges the way that you want them on an angle here. And now we're ready to attach it to our card front. Now you can just glue down the center if you wish. I glue the center, and then I take acrylic block and some Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, and I just lay some down on there. And then using a paintbrush, I actually paint the outside edges of this design. And then the last step in our card is simply adding some pearls in the corners for accents. So we're going to add them to these little holes. You can use stickles or perfect pearls. I just have chose to use the pre-done ones. And I'm not having very good luck with these things sticking where I want them to stick. And that finishes off our project. Happy creating! Thanks for watching. I hope I've inspired you to grab some stamps and embossing ink and try this technique. Everything that you see in this video can be found on stampingscrapping.com.